y'all, it's your girl Claudia Jordan, and we are back with TGIF. We're here to spill the tea and break down the biggest headlines in the news and on social media. So sit back, relax, and get ready to sip on this hot tea. Please welcome Al Reynolds.
What's going on, Claudia? Happy Friday.
It's a very happy Friday. And also our special guest co-host for the week, Dustin Ross. What's up, Dustin?
What's up, Claudia? What's up, Al? I like that shirt, Al.
Thank you, buddy. You know, Dustin, I'm pretty sad today that today is your last day. I thoroughly enjoyed working with you. Your intrinsic mind even made me engage. So great job, sir.
Thank you so much for welcoming me with open arms and open commentary. I appreciate that, Al. Thank you.
This doesn't have to be the last day. He could absolutely be back. Soulmate, show your love and tell us what you think about Justin in the comments and what you think here, because we are looking. All right. Anything planned for the weekend? Y'all got anything going on?
Listen, R&R and hopefully a little bit of S. So yes.
What's S?
You know what S is.
It's S sex. You're so like
more fun when you put a little mystery.
You're so mystical.
You got to put a little mystery around it.
Yeah, put a little mystery around it. Okay. Well, Claudia, guess what I'm doing? I've decided that I am going to go to a line dance class. It's a country music line dance class, and I'm going to take a couple of my Black female friends with me, and we're going to see and learn how to line dance.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's exciting. All the pictures, all the ratings. Other people have done groups there, and they're like, it is like a fun time. It is like a hoot, and you get to drink. I
didn't even know they had line dance classes. I'd be wondering, like, how the hell everybody know to dance, and I don't know. You got to learn on the spot, messing it all up. That's good to know. I have no plans yet, but I am going to go to New York next week, and I'm going to see Luenell. She's going to be in Chicago, and then she's also going to be on the Tamron Hall show. Got to support our girl Luenell. And I'm definitely gonna link up with Dustin, like I always do. Almost every time I go to New York, we try to link up. So we'll be out there in these streets. So yeah, all right, let's get into this. Any drinking tonight, or what we doing? It is Friday.
You know what time it is over here, baby. 1942. You ready?
Okay.
And you already know with me, it's Friday, so I got my buttery Chardonnay, and we're just gonna sip on it a little bit and spill this tea for the soulmates.
I'm going to save my drinking for next week because I already know what's going to happen. So, all right, let's get into these topics. DJ Vlad from Vlad TV is receiving backlash after criticizing Taraji P. Henson for complaining about her fair pay amongst Black female entertainers. DJ Vlad said, here's the bigger problem. No one wants to hear a millionaire complain that they didn't get more millions. You're already a millionaire. Taraji lives in a $6 million house, and she's worth $12 million. Nobody wants to hear Vlad complain. Nobody wants to hear her complain about money. What are your thoughts on his remarks? Alice, go to you first.
So listen, she lives in a $6 million house and she's worth $12 million because she's earned every bit of it. A hard-working Black women in entertainment like Claudia understand this. Look, they've earned every single cent that they have. So I mean, I get what he's saying as a broad stroke, but that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is the systemic racism towards women, specifically Black women in Hollywood, and it's not good. And if I'm completely honest, DJ Vlad, now I will give you leeway to talk about whether you think Sweetie can sing or not, or pop culture issues. But listen, man, we're not going to go into 2024 allowing white men to speak on Black issues, especially if you've never lived as a Black female woman in Hollywood. I understand where you're coming from because it's your platform, but don't abuse us like this. It's not fair, and I'm not interested in hearing it.
All right, Dustin, what do you think?
100% agree with Al. DJ Vlad is Ukrainian American, and he has no idea about the struggles that Black women have faced in or out of Hollywood. And honestly, I'm a bit put off. How dare he even open his mouth to speak on that? Just like he said, nobody wants to hear it from a wealthy woman. Nobody wants to hear it from a white man. That this Black woman who has worked her ass off in Hollywood, so much so that she was moved to tears the first time she was asked about it on this press tour for The Color Purple. Nobody wants to hear him opine on that. DJ Vlad, is wonderful to talk about music, but keep your mouth off of Black women's issues in Hollywood, please. Thank you.
I agree.
I agree with both of y'all. I'm so sick of mansplaining as well. Because even there's so many things we can attack, the Black woman aspect, the woman aspect of it. First of all, women historically and still get paid less than men for the most part. And if we're not, it's like some miracle. Second of all, you make all your money based on speaking about Black women and men.
Mhm.
Vlad, I've done your show a few times. We are cordial. We're definitely cool. But let me just tell you this. It's gaslighting your audience, right? When you say nobody wants to hear a millionaire talk about a millionaire because you're talking to people that are not millionaires. But let's keep apples to apples and oranges to oranges. This is about Black women's pay disparity in comparison to white women pay disparity, white women pay in Hollywood. It's doing the same work for less money. It has nothing to do with the person that checks your luggage at the airport. It has nothing to do with the person that chose to be a chauffeur. It has nothing to do with the person that owns a supermarket. There's people that make way more than her. There's people that make way less. Let's not act like she didn't grind for 20, 30 years to get to the point where she should finally have some equity in her pay. Like, you know what it is. Like, you don't come for Gwyneth Paltrow. You don't come for J-Lo. You don't come for any of these white actresses. It's the Black woman. And I don't like how Black women are constantly being framed as complaining or difficult or bitter when they want the same money or they want to be paid what their white counterparts or their male counterparts get. We got to get it from both ends, y'all. Yeah. And I know y'all sick or tired of hearing it, but guess how bad it feels to have to go through it. I sat on a radio show doing all the work on a show with a man that was getting paid $30,000 more than me. He didn't have more fame. He didn't have more social currency. He didn't have anything more than me except a bigger check, all because he had a penis and I had a vagina. Do you know how frustrating that is? So Vlad, you got to stop with this because you know what you're doing. You're riling up the people in your comment section. Yeah, that's right. She has every right to say that. And as many awards as she had, she should actually be worth more than $12 million. And she should have.
Claudia, I don't remember hearing DJ Vlad have anything to say when Amy Schumer asked for that pay increase from Netflix that inspired Monique's commentary in the first damn place, right? Her valid commentary. He was silent then. So where was that analogy of, why don't we know how much Amy Schumer's house costs and how much she's worth? You know, where was that? Like my boy Al said, where was the outrage for that, right?
Oh, you're learning quickly. Oh, well, we like him.
Fantastic point, because Amy Schumer, I bet near one of us on this panel, go ahead and name an Amy Schumer joke. Anybody? Al, do you know an Amy Schumer joke?
I don't even really know what she looks like, but I mean, I know who she is.
She got a lot of money for the Netflix that nobody can even name one joke. All right, moving on. Speaking of Taraji, during a recent interview with Today.com, the actress expressed her concerns about her recent complaints overshadowing the film. Taraji said, I hope they can focus back onto this film because right now, to me, it feels like what I said is now becoming louder than this beautiful film. And that's not fair to me or anybody in the film. What are your thoughts, Dustin? We go to you on this one first.
Listen, this echoes the sentiments that we shared yesterday on this program regarding this. We don't want the noise surrounding the pay disparities and the very real relevant issues that Taraji spoke on when she was asked. I want to make sure that that's clear. We don't want that to overshadow, again, these brilliant performances. This is Fantasia's first studio film, first movie, period. She did an amazing job playing the character of Celie. I would love the conversation to be about that. And I hate that Taraji is now being framed as a constant complainer or someone who's unhappy with everything, because that's not the case. She spoke about very real, very relevant, very valid issues. And hopefully there's a clear distinction made now that she said this, since people are paying so much attention to what she has to say.
Good point. I was just going to say real quick, the problem is when you go do a press junket, right? They ask you about a lot of things. I bet you they asked her so many questions about this film that they could have run with, but they go with that, and then other media outlets pick up on the story, including us, and we're actually guilty of it as well, and we're talking about it. That doesn't mean that she was leading her press conference talking about pay. She was asked about it, responded, and that became the news. And it's like, it sucks that you have to always like sit there and be like, okay, what they're going to use from this? What are they going to grab from this? And unfortunately, she fell into that, being honest, giving a good interview, which is giving the truth. And the media has chosen to put this is a media issue. This is not a Taraji thing. The media is focusing on this one point. I bet you there's a whole bunch of questions she gave, an insight into this film. Al, what do you think about this and how it's overshadowing?
I'm really sad about it. I'm really sad about it, but it's interesting, Claudia, because remember we had this conversation, I think, when Flame was on the show, and you brought it to my attention because remember you asked the question and you asked the soulmates, why do you think this film is underperforming? And I was like, oh, I'm thinking maybe it's a musical and then that's why they didn't turn out. And then you said, no, I think what Taraji said is it's overshadowing. I was like, ooh, that was weird. You were 110% right, obviously. And that is what is got me feeling some kind of way. I am so proud of Fantasia and for Fantasia to shine this whole year because we've been following this film for an entire year. To see that light kind of be dimmed because of this controversy is hard. It's heart-wrenching. However, somebody who is in favor needs to be having these conversations, especially for Black women. It's just unfortunate that the lean in happened when we really needed this movie to perform at its highest level. And for some reason, it just hasn't met its metrics. I mean, so I'm a little double sad. I'm sad about the inequity issue. I'm glad she's bringing it up, though. I'm sad about Fantasia. This is a great performance of her first time, but she's not really being a whole lot of light shined on it because of these issues. So I don't know.
It gets me thinking, and let me know how y'all feel about this, and I won't spend a lot of time with this. It gets me thinking of like the bigger picture. Like I do feel like a lot of Black films are often sabotaged by the very studios that sometimes put them out to justify not putting more Black films out there.
People, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, we tried, y'all, we gave y'all, but you know what? Last time, One of Your Stars tanked it, or it didn't do the numbers. Like, remember when Nate Parker's movie came out? And all of a sudden, right before, and it was about Birth of a Nation, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the stuff about him having an accuser, rape, all the stuff came out right as they were launching the film. I'm so sorry. Studios do their due diligence with the people they work with. For me to do a reality show, the paperwork's like this, right? The background checks. I just feel like sometimes, I don't know, call me conspiracy theorist. I do think that sometimes they tank these historically Black films with powerful messages to deter other studios from doing more of these. I don't know. Am I paranoid?
Which pisses me off when certain media outlets, especially Black ones, pick up on the mess, right? And focus on Fantasia saying, where's the damn lamb chops? As opposed to the brilliant job she did portraying Celie, one of the hardest characters to portray in film. Okay? I mean, come on. She had the best. Whoopi Goldberg was nominated for her performance as the original Celie. That is an iconic performance that cemented Whoopi as one of the greats of our time. And Fantasia stood up against that for her first role. Let's talk about that. Let's focus on that. It's the problem that's clouding the space now. It really pisses me off.
So we can't control what other media outlets want to do. So what we can commit to here at Fox Soul is we will do no more stories on the the narrative that she's complaining about this movie. From here on out, when we cover The Color Purple, we're going to be talking about the positive things about it. We're going to try to do that at least. Maybe other people can pick up from our example because I know y'all be watching us. That's what we can do. Well, at least we can try to put that out there and commit to that. All right. Now, someone else who is under fire is DJ Akademics and his ongoing beef with Young Miami on social media. The social media influencer tweeted, "Young Miami, watch your mouth. Remember this tweet. Stop tweeting at me or you might be a witness in a future freak-off lawsuit. You ain't got $50 million to pay. Remember that." Y'all was on y'all Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell vibe. Now, the resurfaced tweet that Akademics was referring to was posted from Young Miami back in 2022, which says, "If I wanted you to eat my bleep, Diddy would have had you on your knees. You a eater." She was talking to one of his other girls. What are your thoughts on this beef? And do you think Akademics has an issue with Black women? Al, we're going to go to you first.
Oh, I know. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy that we're starting off 2024 on the same bullshit, DJ Akademics, and we're barely halfway through the month, and he's back to his old ways, talking about arguing, going toe-to-toe with women. Am I the only one that feels like this is kind of awkward to build your whole platform around arguing with women? I mean, and And I also think he knows that he can argue with her even more now because Diddy's out of the picture. He's not gonna get in that ass like Southside did that time. Like when Young Miami got in that fight with the young person online, and he was like, "Look, hey, back up off my baby mama. That's my bitch. You gonna get these hands if you keep messing with her." I don't know. And then I also think he knows that Young Miami is gonna respond. She's always gonna respond. So she's like low-hanging fruit. But I just don't like the idea that he constantly is riding on the back of a Black woman to get more velocity in the social media space or in the YouTube space or in the podcast space. It just makes me feel uncomfortable.
I hate it, but guess what? DJ Akademics is far from the only one. There's so many that do this that have no smoke for men, have all the smoke for women when they have a choice. They back down from men and gay men, might I add, because I remember Saucy Santana was all about getting in that ass, literally and figuratively. Like, he was all about it, right? And the smoke wasn't the same. You actually cried when Saucy stepped to you. But for women all day long, and I'm so sick of Black men making all this money off of destroying, criticizing, being mad, have constructive criticism, not saying Black women are beyond reproach, because we're not. But damn it, she's like 20-something years old. She's young as hell, and you over here fussing, and it ain't like a one-time thing. And you're so aggressive and negative and hostile when it comes to women academics, but you never have that same smoke with men. Now, you have argued with men online from your chair but I don't see the same smoke for men as you have for women. Dustin, do you agree, disagree? How do you feel about him?
Yeah, well, I think that shock jocks in general, right? That's not a new concept. We had the years of Howard Stern, Wendy Williams running the show for years, basing commentary and conversations on gossip and rumors. So that's not new. I think that DJ Akademics came at a time where in the digital space, we've had the invention of the comment section, right? So people have had something to say back to him when he's had these conversations, and showing his lack of professionalism, he jumps right into the argument and goes back and forth with people in the comments and digs the grave deeper. I definitely think it is absolutely a cheap shot, low-hanging fruit, lame grab to go after women and argue back and forth with women in this digital space. When the Migos stood up, and we saw that, the Bad and Bougie moment, when Takeoff, rest in peace, said, "Do I look like I got left off of Bad and Bougie?" And they stood up, and it wasn't going to be none of that.
He got off his stool, didn't he? He looked shook.
He did. And let's not forget about the original OG, who I think started all of his issues with Black women in media, when Erykah Badu told him he looked like Jerry from Tom and Jerry in that interview. And that's what started all this. And he looks just like Jerry from Tom and Jerry. So I think that he just is succumbing to his desire to respond, and he's taking an approach that's just not sustainable. You know what I mean? I don't think DJ Akademics will be around too long. So,
with all the issues we've had in America, especially being extra inflamed, I know we have to go to break after like Black Lives Matter, George Floyd. I wish some of our brothers, our strong Black men in the community would have the same smoke for racist white people as you have for women that are the same color and come from the same families in the same places as you. Like, use that smoke for good, because you do have a platform. You loud. You got a lot of people that follow you. I wish I would use it for good. It's frustrating. We're tired. All right. Okay, we're going to break. Coming up next, Beverly Johnson gets candid about the struggles of modeling. And later, we have a new segment called Where's the Outrage? Keep it here. We'll be right back. Hit that like button.
Let's go. What's going on, Claudia?
I'm in the White House, and if I'm not on the show tomorrow, then something happened.
You in prison.
TGIF.
Listen to what you just said. You are broadcasting your show from the White House. If that is not the hope and the dream of the slave, then I do not know what is.
Live and interactive.
I just met the White House press secretary, and she knows me, and I think she knows me from T. I said, I have to go broadcast. She goes, "Oh, that's right, you're live." And I'm like, "You know about us."
On Fox Soul.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
Meet the Scam. a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
We got a few new phrases the kids are out there saying, and I want you to tell us what you think they mean.
McMillan and Mara.
Donald Duckin.
I went to graduate school.
Every Thursday.
To avoid terms like this.
And this is what my life has come to.
All right, next one.
Cambridge.
Okay, Mr. Harvard. Proxy beef.
Oh, I know what this is. This is when you don't have a problem directly with the person.
How did you
but
know
the person,
this?
because I speak English. Proxy.
Welcome back to TGIF. All right, y'all. Beverly Johnson is giving fans some insight on the struggles of being a supermodel while celebrating her 50th anniversary of becoming the first Black woman to appear on the cover of Vogue. Very iconic. Now, while discussing her battle with cocaine during the beginning stages of her career, Beverly said, "I remember eating 2 eggs and a bowl of brown rice a week. I would be shaking in a cab and I would say, pull over because I have to get a bag of M&Ms. What are your thoughts on Beverly's transparency and using this to kind of control her weight when she was a model? Dustin, what do you think?
I think, she saw everybody popping this Ozempic and said, wait a damn minute, we had to go through hell and high water and y'all just sticking your ties. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what motivated this dialogue. But I think it brings a highlight to a very real issue of, body image and, body positivity in general amongst models and especially Black models. Beverly Johnson is literally one of the all-time great models of our time, right? She absolutely faced insurmountable challenges and odds as a Black model back then. We're celebrating the 50th anniversary of her cover of Vogue. So I understand why she may want to highlight the things that were different back then about what's going on now.
All right, Al, what are your thoughts?
Beverly Johnson is like my generation, and I just love her. The odds, like Dustin said, that she had to go through being in the beauty space, not just in the modeling space, but she definitely blossomed from modeling into the beauty space. And that's a super hard space for an African-American female. And she's done it at the highest levels, which I really have just admired over the years. And she's always been nice. I'm just putting this out there. She's always been nice to Fox Soul. She stops and talks to me all the time on the carpet, and she leans in and gives insight like this insight. And I think my takeaway here was that, look, it's a dog-eat-dog world out here in fashion, especially in the majority space. And as models, and especially as a Black female model, to keep my space, I had to do what I had to do to keep that weight off. But now she can speak about it more openly and honest and say, hey, that's not realistic, everybody. Look, this is what I had to do to get that. And that's not realistic, and that's not what it is when it comes to beauty. Beauty is just not thin deep. Beauty is so many different complexions, so many different sizes, so many different curves. And I like the fact that because of her iconic status, she can step and say that, and people can respect it, and people can live with it, and it makes people feel better about themselves. Love her for this. Thank you for the story, and all the best, Beverly, and your beautiful daughter.
Mm-hmm. Beverly Johnson, I love you. And you're someone I used to look at at magazines before I even thought about even being in this, anywhere near this career, this industry. And I know it was awful and wicked for you. As a Black woman, you're already going to be, just because of how our bodies are built, we're more muscular. We tend to have thicker thighs. And the struggles that you had compared to your white counterparts had to be so awful. And the toll it could take on your liver, on your kidneys, on your health. You're shaking on a way to a casting, and then you still have to do your job or on a way to a booking. Mm-hmm. I remember listen, I would never compare anything I did to anything she did. I had a very small taste of modeling. I was not nowhere near nobody's supermodel. I worked in catalogs, and the unrealistic standards they had for your weight was so ridiculous. Now we can say, oh, everyone should be able. No, it isn't. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Modeling is for thin people with great bone structure and great skin. We have gotten so far away from that now with anybody can do it because they just Photoshop and just take things in. Back then, you had to look like what your pictures were, right?
All right.
You had to look like that. And the clothes do fall better on a thinner body. But I think somewhere along the way, it got to a point where they wanted them freakishly skinny. I remember them saying at 5'9", You could be no more than 114 pounds at 5'9". And if you were muscular, because I ran track, they said maybe 119. I was 119 in 6th grade as a child.
Wow.
This is the pressure that these women are under. But then the payoff is so big. You're like, well, I guess everyone else is doing it. So I don't fault her for any of the tactics she had to use. Women were bulimic. They were suffering. Their teeth were rotting from throwing up just so they can be this image that they needed. And I just think that, the industry is run by people that may not like a lot of curves on women. And I'm glad it is changing somewhere and it's getting more healthy. But I know this woman, this is the tip of the iceberg of what she really suffered. And I salute you for saying this, All right, switching gears. I know finances may be challenging these days, but would you guys move into a storage unit with your significant other? And how good would that D or that P or that A have to be to do all of this? What do y'all think about this?
So this is our living space. Very, very grateful to have this space. The next goal is to get an RV. The next goal after that, tiny home. And if we want to eat, I just cook right out front. Or we'll just prepare something cold inside of the unit.
Well, we came across a man who was saving up his coins after moving into a storage unit with his girlfriend. So that was a story. It's been trending all over social media, and people had mixed emotions on this. What are your thoughts? Desmond's go to you first. Is there any love that could get you to this point, or are you a nah?
I'm not just a no, I'm a hell no. First of all, storage it's a storage unit. It's not a living unit or a living room. It's where you put things so that you can go back to where you live. And also what he displayed in his video is actually illegal. So I think that we need to zoom out a little bit when we think that we have the bright idea or the first idea when it comes to certain things. Do a little bit more of our due diligence. I'm sure that his intentions were in the right place, but cleanliness looked to be an issue. You know what I mean? There was just a lot going on. So I think that this was a very bad idea. And I think it was even a worse idea for him to share it on the damn internet.
Agreed. Al, what are your thoughts?
I don't know. I don't think I agree with that. I think I do agree that it was the worst idea to share it on the internet, because now you're going to get put out. Because like Dustin said, that's illegal. But listen, we really do need to examine the price of housing. Affordable housing is a huge issue. In 2023, do you guys know that in 2023 was the largest increase in homelessness and the largest unhoused population in the history of the United States? It surged almost 15%, leading us close to almost 1 million people being homeless a year. I find that alarming, but it is a real reality because housing costs is insane. Like, how can you be a single person or even a couple these days and afford some of these apartments? And what you have to go through to even qualify for an apartment is really hard. I understand his struggle. I get his struggle. Good thing that the storage unit had a window on it, because that's a whole nother conversation. I wish him the best. I wish he didn't do that, because now he's going to have to find a different housing place, because they're going to definitely put him out. But the real conversation is here, and it needs to be on the political agenda, which we know it's not. We're not going to get to it. But affordable housing is a real thing. And know this, African Americans are disproportionately affected by this unhoused population by 60% more than any other race. We've got to do something about it.
This is something that I wonder if our government really wants to cure or fix.
Right.
And actually, it's not just a government thing. It's actually a corporate greed thing. The people that own the apartment buildings, the people that own the housing, they are not the ones. They're not taking their foot up their necks. This is what they do. Oh, let's test the market. Rent. Let's try $3,500 for 700 square feet. Someone pays it, right? Oh, bet. If you paid it, I could probably get 4,000. And they just go further and further and further. And before you know it, it's ridiculous. And only the top 5% of America can live in these places. I will say this. Yes, the housing thing, the cost of living, ridiculous. The social media thing. Did you think he was eating on this? And then the girl, it was giving struggle love and just like, that's embarrassing. If I'm rocking with you while you going through your struggle times, or we going through our struggle time together, don't advertise and publicize this on social media. This is like people going and like, look at me giving food to the homeless person, that the homeless person did not say it's okay to do it. I just think that was kind of whack to do that. And yeah, all right. They're about to get kicked out and have to find a whole nother one. And they did have it kind of lit, I will say that. Like he did have it kind of set up.
Yeah,
He
it
had to
did. I
organize.
thought so.
It looked better than my storage unit. It's cold in them things too.
And then you see how big that storage unit is? That storage unit costs a pretty penny because in New York, that right there is rent.
Yeah,
Because a small storage unit in New York is like $400 or $500 a month. That big unit right there has to be $1,200.
And she didn't look happy. The way she turned around and looked over her shoulder like she was sick of him and his shit and that storage unit. I think he might be the only one over there that's happy with this.
She probably sick of having to take whole baths in the McDonald's bathroom and not being able to get a shower there too.
Y'all
Like,
being mean. Y'all being mean.
You talking about where the outrage? Where is the shower?
At least they not on the street. At least they not on the street. It is climate control. At least they're in a safe spot. I just feel bad for them.
Get off on Instagram. Go get. All right, coming up. Our new segment, Where is the Outrage? And later, Cat Williams is calling out Ludacris in a freestyle. This thing keeps on. It's the gift that keeps on giving. We'll be right back.
Welcome inside the black box.
So you guys ready to have some fun?
Forget the acting studio. I'm here with you guys.
Creativity will find its way. It doesn't matter what the ethnicity is.
Television and movies are the mediums of stereotypes.
Just because we all have the same color don't mean we have the same experience.
Your uniqueness is your greatness.
Welcome inside the black box.
Every Monday on Fox Soul.
Scene 103, take one.
I thought we'd be on the same page about this, and we're not.
How do I know the way I'm gonna respond to it?
I want you to get the vaccine because I want you to be safe.
What if you end up in the hospital? That's what I'm scared of.
If you was to die, man, that would literally kill me, man.
I hug you.
Yes. If it made you feel that way, bro, I would probably do. I love you, man. I love you too.
What's going on, Claudia?
I'm in the White House, and if I'm not on the show tomorrow, then something happened.
You in prison.
TGIF.
Listen to what you just said. You are broadcasting your show from the White House. If that is not the hope and the dream of the slaves, then I do not know what is.
Live and interactive.
I just met the White House press secretary, and she knows me, and I think she knows me from T. I said, I have to go broadcast. She goes, oh, that's right, you're live. And I'm like, you know about us.
On Fox.
We got a few new phrases the kids are out there saying, and I want you to tell us what you think they mean.
McMillan and Morrow.
Donald Duckin. I went to graduate school.
Every Thursday.
To avoid terms like this.
And this is what my life has come to.
All right, next one.
Cambridge.
Okay, Mr. Harvard. Proxy beef.
Oh, I know what this is. This is when you don't have a problem directly with the person.
How did you know this?
Because I speak English. Proxy.
Welcome back to TGIF. All right, y'all, soulmates, our very own brand strategist, Al Reynolds, is very passionate about covering stories that are placed in the archives of media. And that's why tonight, Mr. Reynolds will be giving us his unfiltered opinion in a segment we like to call, Where's the Outrage?
Well, dang, couldn't I have had some black arms?
Why? Your arms ain't black. They beige.
Couldn't I have had some black arms production? Really? Y'all are playing me right now. Okay, let's go.
It's pretty accurate. Okay, tonight's outrage is straight out of Ohio. A special needs toddler was sent to the hospital with severe burns and lung condition after police raided the wrong home. Now, the 17-month-old child was allegedly caught in the crossfires as officers threw 2 flash grenades, which covered the child in glass and smoke. The special response team allegedly deployed 2 diversionary devices known as flash bangs outside the residence and made repeated announcements before forcing their way into the home. Now, the child is currently in the ICU with chemical pneumonitis, which is the inflammation and irritation of the lungs caused by the inhalation of toxic substances, probably from the flashbangs. And he had a chemical reaction inside and around his eyes. Horrible, horrible story. Take it away, Al.
That you guys know how I feel about stuff like this. Where is the outrage? It's the same type of outrage that I have when they were invading Black people's apartments with false warranties. There has to be a revamp in how and when a police department execute and receive a warrant and follow up on it. They're looking for someone who has not lived in this house for over a year. Let me repeat that because I want everybody to understand. They're looking for someone underage, high school age, who has not been in that house in over a year. In addition to that, you heard Claudia say they brought a special response team of at least 20 people, and they brought special devices, things that they don't usually use on raids unless it's extremely severe. I didn't understand any of this. And for them to not only make the mistake on the house where the person is, they then put a young child's life at risk. And to me, that is out of bounds. This child's eyes, chest, arm, and neck were burned because of that flash gun. And this city is pretending like it wasn't. I feel like that's completely wrong. I think we need to blow this up and blow them up. Where is the outrage? And as it relates to outrage in general, just outrage in general, everybody, I want to make this segment more about us. So feel free, soulmates, and anybody else that's watching that has an ear to an outrage, you can email me, thealreynolds@gmail.com. That's thealreynolds@gmail.com. And let's see if we can get some of your outrage shared right here on TGIF.
All right, Al, thanks for that. Dustin, what are your thoughts on the story?
Yeah, once again, bad policing, bad police work by the police. If you watch the video from the body cam footage, the police officers, it was a mess. The mishandling of this was evident. It was sloppy police work. And it echoes the sloppy police work that we saw in the case of rest in peace, Breonna Taylor, right? Mm-hmm. Knocking on the wrong damn doors, going in the wrong house. This little baby, I actually saw a picture, of the infant. He was in the hospital and it looked like he had his little hand over his forehead, just laying down. He had been through it. Flash bangs, you know what I'm saying? I'm a grown ass man and a flash bang will have me unnerved. So I can only imagine what it was like for a 17-month-old baby that was already going through too much. So hopefully this leads to the police reform that we know we need, but we probably
right. What, Claudia, I want to ask you this. Is all of this necessary for a 15-year-old who they are chasing? It's all of this necessary? It's a 15-year-old that they're looking for who happened to be in school during the raid. Which is
here's my issue with this, what I'm outraged about. Y'all, we keep putting guns and flashbangs and weapons in the hands of incompetent people who have the goddamn audacity. If any of us react in the wrong way while we are under extreme stress and make the smallest of mistakes, they will shoot us dead. Oh, we were nervous. We were scared for our lives. So we shot this man that reached for his cell phone, right? But they can do this and just be so with reckless abandon and not, where is the punishment? Right. Where's that? I hate how we're supposed to be so understanding of police officers and their dangerous job when people are now at home in their own homes, Breonna Taylor, Botham Jean, this baby, who get murked or injured while home because y'all are incompetent and can't even get your job right that you trained for. Where is the training? All right. Well, we're going to have more conversations like this. Great conversation. We will do more of these. Keep sending us your commentary or your issues that you want us to talk about. All right, moving on. Keep it locked because coming up next, Cat Williams is calling out Ludacris in a freestyle. They rapping now, rap battle, and later find out why Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley is under fire with her. She's looking like a Karen, y'all. We'll be right back.
What's going on, Claudia?
I'm in the White House, and if I'm not on the show tomorrow, then something happened.
You in prison.
TGIF.
Listen to what you just said. You are broadcasting your show from the White House. If that is not the hope and the dream of the slaves, then I do not know what is.
Live and interactive.
I just met the White House press secretary, and she knows me, and I think she knows me from T. I said, I have to go broadcast. She goes, oh, that's right, you're live. And I'm like, you know about us.
On Fox Soul.
When I got the opportunity to get her, there wasn't no choice. I told myself, I'm gonna take custody of my daughter. It's my baby. That's what we're supposed to do as men. Take care of our home, build a foundation, you know what I'm saying? Love, our money, she's my purpose. I'm here to walk with her, hold her hand until she can walk alone. Ain't nothing like being a father in this world.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out."
Welcome back. Shout out to all the soulmates watching us in the chat. Go ahead and hit that like button for us one time. If you've been enjoying Justin all through the week, what symbol would she put up for you?
I want the arms. Since we talking about arms, give me
Give him the strong arm.
Give him the muscle. You want the muscle?
That's right.
Okay, put up the strong arm in the chat if you're enjoying Justin this week. All right, Cat Williams is still breaking the internet and ruffling some feathers after his explosive interview with Shannon Sharpe. The comedian recently released a freestyle responding to Ludacris, calling him a clout chaser. Now, during the freestyle, Cat implied that Ludacris is bi-curious after alleging that he slept with Quincy Jones.
What? Really?
Yes. Well, Cat wrote, "I've never personally been with Quincy Jones, but you know, that was your girl, boy.
Wow.
On this freestyle and these allegations, Dustin, what do you think?
I love the fact that they're taking it back to the art. I love the fact that Ludacris responded to Cat Williams' comments initially in a freestyle, right? That kind of lightens the mood and makes it like a fun, verbal jousting back and forth. But now when we start doing this you gay shit, or you bi, and I guess that's the insult now. You know what I'm saying? When Cat Williams literally gets his ends clipped. Okay, and has in his hair, you know what I'm saying? And a small frame and double-breasted jacket. One of them jackets he had on looked like a Diane von Furstenberg. You know what I'm saying? So I think we just watch, are we pointing these fingers around? You know what I'm saying? Just stick to the joke.
He got one of the best pressing curls I've seen, baby.
I'm talking about from the silk press, from the root. How many times you think he didn't have to move his ear? You know what watch that. We all know Ludacris has a beautiful family, beautiful daughters, and he is not, as we know him to be, a practicing homosexual. You know what I'm saying? So
why am I laughing or practicing homosexual? All right, Dustin, I see you. Oh, boy.
What do you think about these bisexual claims, Al? Do you think
Well, listen, first of all, Roberta, Ludacris' mom, and Luda have been too good to me and to my circle. I can't say anything negative about him. Like Dustin said, he has a beautiful family. I just admire Luda. I admire how he's navigated himself in the entertainment business, and I've just really enjoyed how he stayed true to also his philanthropic outreach. Bisexual rumors, I've never heard that before, and this was very shocking to hear that he was with Quincy Jones. But let me tell you something, I don't care. Luda's a good dude. I don't care. And the sad part is, still in the Black community, if you want to weaponize somebody, if you want to demonize somebody, if you want them to be considered the low of low and discredit them the most, you always throw out, oh, they're gay. Come on now. You got 50 million views on that conversation. You talked about everybody. You brought out some insightful stuff. You told the truths about some stuff. Don't stoop this low. Because there's nothing else for you to reach for. It's not cool. And first of all, you're better than that, Cat Williams. And like Dustin said, your press and curl looks better than most women that I've ever seen. So come on, do better. We're in 2024. Let's stop using gay to make a Black male feel the least significant.
Well, here's my thing. I don't think you should I don't think that the gay thing is off the like you're beyond reproach. If you're lying about your lifestyle, I get saying you're a liar, but I don't think gay should be weaponized. I think if you're parading around like you're a straight heterosexual family man, you have every right to be called on that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that if you're a liar, because character is character. But here's my thing. I've never heard these things about Ludacris. I work with him. I did a video, Splash Blast Waterfalls. Look it up. It's very sexy. And since we plug in, I mean, you know, I think he has a gorgeous wife. I really do. I actually like both of these guys. I also think Cat Williams has had a lot of stuff happen to him in the industry. And I do think there was a time that there was a narrative that they were trying to frame him as crazy. And sometimes I think when people are framed as crazy, that sometimes they do know some of the gatekeepers' secrets, not saying about Ludacris, but some of the higher ups. And he may have, I think this is a case of some of the stuff he said was 1000% on the money. And there was some stuff in there for entertainment value. I don't really know. I've never heard this. And I just want to see less of us fighting each other. And again, redirect that power. Fight some of these gatekeepers. Yeah, the white ones, stop brothers and sisters attacking each other all the time. That's what I kind of don't like. But unfortunately, we're part of the problem because our voracious appetite for this content is the only reason why people do it. If we didn't click on it, it wouldn't get made. So we can't just blame them. It's us too.
Okay, can I just ask one quick question? I know we have to go on. Just one quick question. For you to know all this information and you consider it valid, real, true information about so many people, you got to be doing a lot of gossiping. I'm sorry. You got to be on the phone finding out people's business. You got to be doing a lot of gossiping to be knowing everybody's business. 100% the truth, 100% you know is beyond reproach. Like, come on, that's a lot of talking to people.
You know he ain't nothing but 5'3", Al, so he could be missing in a crowded room. He can hear everybody's business, just leaning in at shoulder height with you, and you up here telling your friend what's going on. You know, but maybe how he mined all this information in the first damn place.
Cat Williams, they talk about you, not me.
Oh.
All right, y'all.
Damn, Claudia.
I'm just saying. Did you see that interview? He was lighting everybody up. Okay. Hey, in other sexual news, damn it, Larsa Pippen appeared on Andy Cohen's Watch What Happens Live and revealed that she has sex multiple times a night with her fiance, Marcus Jordan. Yawn to me. Larsa said, I also have sex probably 5 times a night with the love of my life. Marcus confirmed her story and shared that he's very competitive and likes to stay ready. The couple also mentioned that doggy style was their go-to position. I'm going to ask you fellas, what are your thoughts and how many times a night do you guys normally get in? But I want to go first. Ladies first on this one real quick. If y'all don't mind, just oblige me for 1 second. Larsa Pippen, we are sick and tired of hearing about this shit. I don't care. When you're with someone you like, you're supposed to be screwing them many times. Why is this our business? Why is this our business? I don't care. We don't want, like, I have never heard a bunch of people saying they're dying to get with Marcus. You got him. Be happy with that girlfriend. Be happy in your relationship. What you're doing is setting yourself up. You are the girl amongst your friends that tells all their friends how big your man's dick is, and then it feels away when they try to test it themselves. Why? Listen, I done had 5 men, and you know what I tell my friends? He all right. Fire. There's no need. Sorry. Okay. Al,
God. You said what?
Al, go ahead. What you think?
Claudia, that is so funny. That is so true. You better not tell, because they're going to be in his DM tomorrow. It's so interesting to me because Andy asked a question that I wanted to know, which was to completion. So she's saying that they have sex 4 or 5 times a day to completion, meaning he gets off. And I'm like, okay, now you're lying. Now you're lying. You're not doing that every day. He's not completing it every day. He's not 20. He's not 15. It's just anatomically, I mean, to me, doesn't seem realistic. 5 times every day, 7 days a week, 35 times, and he's coming 4 or 5 times a day. Okay, does he have a job? Do you have a job?
I had someone come 7 times in one night, but that was a one-time thing. I couldn't.
But 7 days a week, Claudia?
No, never.
7 days a week. Can your body take that? I don't know. And plus, you know, No, I'm just not getting that. I'm not getting that sex appeal kind of vibe that they're trying to create around making him this sex demon or this sex god. It's just not coming across to me, and definitely not with her. So sorry, it's not working.
I don't want to watch their sex tape. I have no interest. Dustin, what do you think about this?
Yeah, this pairing has always been a little bit odd to me because of the overlap in age and time, right? So like she was 23, I believe, when she married Scottie Pippen. He was 32. At the time, I believe Marcus Jordan was 7. And Scottie was playing in the league. Scottie and Michael Jordan were teammates around that time. So Larsa's been around this kid, been around this grown man, because they're both consenting adults now. And I want to be clear that there's nothing wrong with what they're doing, right? The optics are just a little murky to me because of the overlap, like I said. So, hey, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? They might be over there wearing each other out like that, 5 times a day. Who knows? But I think that everybody just kind of shudders a little bit when they think about the relationship that they have, how they met, when she was around him, when he was around her, and the fact that they are smashing now. I think it's a little bit uncomfortable for most people. But again, grown-ass man, grown-ass woman, do what you want to do. So
I'm sick of hearing about how many times you smack. Like, okay, golf clap. Okay, coming up, find out why Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley is under fire. We'll be right back.
Scene 103, take 1.
I thought we'd be on the same page about this, and we're not.
How do I know the way I'm going to respond to it?
I want you to get the vaccine because I want you to be safe.
What if you end up in the hospital? That's what I'm scared of.
If you was to die, man, that would literally kill me, man.
Can I hug you?
Yes. If it made you feel that way, bro, I'll probably do. I love you, man. I love you too.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Welcome back. Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley is receiving backlash after stating that the United States has never been a racist country. Take a look.
Are you involved in a racist party?
No. We're not a racist country, Brian. We've never been a racist country. Our goal is to make sure that today is better than yesterday. Are we perfect? No. But our goal is to always make sure we try and be more perfect every day that we can. I know I faced racism when I was growing up, but I can tell you today is a lot better than it was then. Our goal is to lift up everybody, not go and divide people on race or gender or party or anything else. We've had enough of that in America. That's why I'm so passionate about doing this. I don't want my kids growing up where they're sitting there thinking that they're disadvantaged because of a color or a gender. I want them to know that if they work hard, they can do and be anything they want to be in America.
Girl, bye. So there's no racism in this country, but as a child, I faced racism in this country. What are your thoughts? And can you believe this delusional bird is running to become the next president of the United States? Go ahead, Dustin. I see you.
Yeah, first of all, Nimarata. Ain't that her name? She don't want nobody to know her real name. Nimarata. That's what we're gonna call you. You sound like a damn fool. We know that she was the ex-governor of South Carolina, where what happened? One of the most racist massacres ever, when that terrorist Dylan Roof went into that church and shot up all them damn
All
people.
those people.
Okay, and that's the state that she used to run. So the audacity of her, I've never heard anything more white in my life. For her to say, even the enthusiasm that she was speaking in that video that they made for damn TikTok, okay? And she's talking about, we've never been a racist country. We need to stop all that division, all that divisive shit, but you're running for the GOP. Come on, Nimarata. You're lying, you're full of it. We see straight through you. Everything you're trying to do, all the lies you're trying to tell, and you won't get far, so.
Okay, Al, what are your thoughts on Nimarata?
What's that acronym? Is it GTOH or
GTFOH?
GTFOH. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I don't even know if I can say fuck. Bleep the mug out. Bleep it if we can't say it, but get out of here. Get out of here. This ridiculous politics that Trump has escorted into our political system is beyond ridiculous. She's beyond ridiculous. I don't even want to hear anything coming out of her mouth, and shame on us for covering it on this platform. Don't give anybody like that any more time here on our platform. Claudia, you are our political go-to guru. Let's talk about something else beside this.
Well, I do think it's important because there are people that are buying into her as a kinder, softer, gentler version option compared to Donald Trump. So she ain't gonna get, we have to cover that. I think this is a thing that we have to do because I think a lot of Black people are reacting emotionally, and we need the facts. Real quick about Nikki Haley, Nikki. Tim Scott, Tim Big Gum, Small Teeth, Scott already tried this. There's no racism in America. And he was one of the first people to be kicked out of the race and get at like 1%. Now here you go. People were starting to actually like you because you seemed like you had some sense, but you have a very checkered past. You are of Indian descent. The way you come for Kamala, the way you come for America with your lies. How the hell can you say there's no racism in America and then in the same sentence play white girl Karen victim and say that I face racism as a brown girl? And then sometimes she tries to use the woman of color thing, like as a brown girl growing up. Bitch, get out of here with that nonsense, okay? I hate that it's making Trump seem like a better option, but right now, at least acknowledge that there is racism, because then some people that are on the fence, that are independents, might actually find some common ground with you. But denying America's history as we are the most racist country in the world. It's a fact. So miss me with the nonsense. You sound dumb. All right, we have covered so many crazy stories this year. So we like to end our show by handing out an award to a person who exemplifies pure delusion like Nikki Haley. This is our teabag of the week. All right, our teabag of the week, and I wonder if he likes to be teabagged, is to DJ Akademics and his continuous antics bullying Black women on social media. What do you have to say about our honorary teabag of the week? And is this the first award that DJ Akademics has ever gotten, Al?
From us.
I think in life.
From us, I think so. Look, I'm just going to always say this. I understand your brand. I understand your popularity. I understand your podcast. I understand why you do it. But can we just try to pivot and fill a space or the void a different way? Because attacking Black women all the time, it's just not healthy. It's just not positive. And it just doesn't speak to, did you have any strong Black women in your life when you were growing up? Do you have Black women like maybe your mother or your aunt or even a sister that you admired, that you want to make sure you protect and make sure they're okay all the time? Come on, DJ Academic. Do better in 2024. Let's stop attacking the Black women all the time, and let's stop standing on their backs. They're supposed to be standing on ours.
Okay, Dustin, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this is a very appropriate award for him. He looks like a teabag, I think that this is perfect. I also think that he needs to go back and kind of do the work to legitify himself and qualify himself as a voice in media. Can't always lean on being combative with people, arguing with women, arguing with gay people. And then another thing I noticed about him, he needs prep time. So spaces like Twitter where you can think for a minute before you type what you have to say, those are the spaces that he chooses to kind of thrive in. But when he's face to face with people and he has to go off the dome and say something in real time, he falls flat every time, which is why he was crying when Saucy Santana, the rapper, ate him up.
Or how about when Migos approached him on the carpet? BET Awards, boy, he have nothing to say then.
Come on, man. And then another thing he did, I know we got to go, but leaning into that whole, I can't say what I want to say because I'm going to get canceled. No, you ain't got shit to say because you're not smart enough to be in real-time conversation like that. So do better, Academics.
Academics, you built your brand talking about the hip-hop community. Stick to the music. Stick to those type of things. I think this new direction that you and several others are going into is whack. And we're the bigger segment of the population. It might help your business if you kind of make it like a less hostile environment that we can support you, because you are a Black man in media that we would like to support, but don't make it be so hard for us to support you. Teabag of the week goes in your mouth. All right. I want to thank my co-hosts, Al Reynolds and Dustin Ross, for joining us tonight this week. Thank you, Dustin. You were definitely.
Thank you, Dustin. Pleasure working.
I love it here. Thank you both.
We will be seeing you soon. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. Stay tuned for Sweet Flavor. Y'all have a fantastic weekend. Be safe, y'all. Be safe.